Hey everybody, welcome to day 10 of Vlogmas. Our church does something really cool every year. We give out hundreds and hundreds of gifts to local families in our community that are in need or just fell on hard times or just need a little extra help during the holiday season. So we did some shopping for that event. It's called the Christmas Extravaganza. And then I just gotten back home from doing that, and I have one tutu train to sew. The kids are on their way home. Sorry for the camera shaking. The kids are on their way home, and I think I'm just going to show you guys how I converted my printer to a sublimation printer, because I have some footage of that I took a few months ago now that I said I was going to upload, but then I didn't upload because I wasn't making videos, but now I am making videos. So I have that footage. You can convert a regular printer into a sublimation printer. So I will put links in the description box below. And here's that video. Be sure to check the description box for all of the links for the items that I'm using here. I'm going to start with the yellow ink that came in my kit. And this part was easy. The whole process in and of itself is kind of difficult, but this part was pretty easy. So I'm just getting my syringe and putting the metal needle on. All of this came in the kit. And this is the sublimation ink. Basically what I need to do is switch out the regular ink that came in my printer with the sublimation ink. And so you can see here, I'm just filling the syringe. I did not remove the foil top because I wanted to not make a mess. I thought that was cleaner. Now I'm just popping off this rubber cap on the top of the ink cartridge. These ink cartridges were also in the kit. And you can see I started to fill the wrong side first, so make sure you're filling the right side so the ink actually goes all the way through. Once it's full, it should look like this, and I'm just going to pop that rubber cap back on. And I took the cap off the other side. You'll see me put it back on, but I believe I ended up taking it off. I'm not sure that it matters. I was just troubleshooting and I took it off at the time, but I don't think it matters either way. So now I'm going to do the red the same way, and then I'm going to do the blue and the black. Now we're going to lift open the top of our printer, and I'm using an Epson Workforce 7710. Once I've popped that open, I need to let the printer know that I want to change the ink cartridge. So maintenance, and then ink cartridge replacement. If you don't do that, the ink cartridges won't move so that you can remove them. Now I'm just removing the ink cartridges that came with the printer and putting in my replacement cartridges. Now I've seen a few videos on this, and it does always appear to be so simple, but the printer really does not like this process. It does not like your fake cartridges. And so sometimes it can be challenging. It's not always just seamless where you just pop it in and it's going to start printing. Sometimes you have to play with this quite a bit. Like you just have to keep playing with the settings and stuff like that to get the ink to recognize your ink to get the printer to recognize your ink cartridge. And even sometimes now it'll say that I'm out of ink when I'm not. So just keep that in mind that, you know, your printer was not built for this. It doesn't want to do this. And so it's just not always as easy, but it will work. You just have to be patient and work with it. Keep that in mind. So from here, this is where it gets tricky. You're going to do a series of print head nozzle checks. So you're going to keep cleaning over and over and over. It's probably not going to be 1 to 2 times. It's probably going to be several times until all of the ink runs through the needle and is printing out. So you want all of the old ink to come through the printer and then your sublimation ink to start running through there. So that took us a long process, so much so that we almost gave up. We thought it was broken, it wasn't going to work. So just keep going until you get your sublimation ink to run through there and you get the dots to line up so that there's no breaks in the lines. We use the A-Sub paper for sublimation. I hear that you can use copy paper, but I have not tried that method. I use the sublimation paper. And like I said, check out my Amazon storefront for the link to that. So once you get to that point, you're going to be able to print your first image. And you can see my table rocking. I have since replaced that table. And here is my image. And you're just going to flip it upside down. I use heat resistant tape to hold my images in place when I'm using the heat press. So that'll be in the description box. If you go to my Amazon storefront, you'll be able to find all the pieces that I used for sublimation. Another tip is you need to use polyester fabric. 100% polyester is best. So the more polyester in your item, the better. I was just testing this, so I just used a cotton Walmart tank and it came out really cute, but the ink doesn't hold in it. It doesn't stay and the colors don't pop the same. So I noticed that when I use 100% polyester, it comes out fire, and poly rich, all those things, those come out nice too. But the more polyester in your item, the better the item's going to turn out. In this video, I think I only allowed the heat press to heat up to 396 degrees because I was super excited. But what I usually use is 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And that's how I press, and my images always come out great. A tip is to be sure to not move your image. Like as soon as you get done pressing, the image will be hot. Just let it sit for a second. I've learned that because otherwise you'll have a ghosting image that happens. I love sublimation, and I plan to have upcoming tutorials on how to make different projects, and we'll talk more about sublimation because I really am learning. Every time I do it, I learn something new, and I hope that you learned something new today. I definitely encourage you to try it if you're interested in it, and leave any questions that you have in the description box. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability.